What we're doing here at Tadhana is we're reimagining what Filipino food can be. It took me 21 years to learn this modernist technique, and now I'm bringing it here to Tadhana. I've opened a lot of restaurants in the city. I've worked for the royal family, but this time it's all me. Being the sole owner of Tadhana, it's a lot of anxiety just because there's 12 people relying on me. You have to be able to jump in anywhere, from dish pit to prep to getting a liquor license. I gotta make this work. Tadhana means by fate or destiny. After 21 years, all my experiences just led me all to this. Hey guys, I'm Frances Tariga. I'm the chef owner here at Tadhana. Let's go to work. Hey! These are a small dining area. This used to be a coffee shop. It's like really not built for a fine dining restaurant. But you know what? We make things happen. Normally, I'm the first person here, but Chef Mark beats me sometimes, you know? We like to come early so that we can check all the equipment. We're electric only. So if one equipment is not working, it's really gonna affect our service. Hello, Chef.
Hello, Chef.
It's not just like checking the equipment. It's basically my first walkthrough, checking what happened last night. Did they clean this? Did they not? The closing team made sure that they even cleaned the gasket last night. This is what health department check, the gaskets. If your gaskets are like moldy, that's a 5 points. You're about to get a B, basically. So this is our freezer. It's really a house freezer. It's gonna change soon, okay? We have money now. Right, Chef?
Yes, Chef.
We call that balling in the hood. We don't have a walk-in, so everything is prepped fresh daily. So it's 10 a.m. right now. Yama Seafood is here, so let's get our fish. Hey, Nobu.
Yo, there's dog shit here, watch out.
Our fish, normally we order it from Japan just because it's very similar from what we have in the Philippines.
Hiramasa and Jikin Medai from Shizuoka and Hiramasa from Nagasaki in Japan.
It just got delivered today?
Yes.
Hey, okay. You see how Japanese people wrap their fish? Very good. We got the hiramasa. You can find the hiramasa in the US, but the quality is different. You see this technique that they do?
Ikejime. They remove the nerve of the fish. You bleed it out properly so they're not fighting, so the meat stays intact. Everything is firm. A lot of the domestic fish in America, when they're caught, they just kind of catch it in a net and just kind of throw it in a barrel and let it suffocate to death. As opposed to here, you can fly fish from thousands of miles away, but it's in better condition than fish that was caught domestically.
Facts.
This was caught over the weekend, and then my partners in Japan shipped it over, and then we received it this morning. You know, this fish is special because it's a new company that's using AI robotics to do the Japanese ikejime technique without humans. And obviously, you can see the meat quality, it's pristine, it's white.
Chef, this is for you. This is the kinmedai for our R&D. This is for our next menu rollout for August. So invoice. Oh my God, expensive. Just kidding. The total is $366 for 3 fish. All right.
Chef.
It's around 10:30 now, so we gotta start butchering the fish right away. Nobu delivers in most of the Michelin stars in the city. We really trust that guy. A lot of New York chefs trust that guy. This is what we use for our ceviche. I'm gonna scale it. So what we're gonna do is the sukibiki technique. It's more gentler in the fish, plus we don't have a lot of space to scale it because it gets too messy. So what we do is we remove the scale just like this. It removes the pocket that the scales are in. I did this Japanese technique when I was doing omakase. There's 120 omakase in the city. You have to be somewhat different from what everyone else is doing, right? Now, I like to teach myself a lot because New York kitchens are cutthroat. So we make sure that we ourselves handle the products like this, especially expensive fish. This fish is around $160, but after yield, this will cost like $320. So you can only use 50% of the fish because you just want the fillet. So the dish that this comes with, we call it kinilaw. Kilao means to cook the fish in vinegar in Tagalog. It's basically a ceviche. The vinaigrette is inside the sphere. When you bite this, the flavor is gonna explode. So when you're filleting fish, especially with this kind of fish, you gotta use a filleting knife, the deba. Deba is a Japanese chef knife that is like one side bevel. I'm a lefty, so it needs to be a lefty deba. This is a life changer. You use a deba, it literally just slides in, and you get a perfect cut fillet. As a female chef, A lot of people doubt you already just because you're female, right? So like I made sure that I learned all these techniques. I used to work for the royal family. I used to be a private chef for the Princess of UAE. I worked in corporate for 20 years. Before I'm like more carefree just because that's not my money. Now it's like this is my livelihood, this is my career. This is actually everything for me now. There's no room for mistake. I'm actually just freeing the meat from the bone. This is right now 80 bucks. This is the quarter. Right now I'm gonna pass this on to our cook so he can portion this. We're moving on to our chicken wing. So we call this inasal na rellenong pakpak, meaning it's a stuffed chicken wing. We stuff it with our Filipino meatloaf we call embutido. It's a festive sausage in the Philippines. It's like ground pork, green peas, golden raisins, and then of course our secret ingredient. This is a very stereotype Filipino. Tender, juicy hot dog. We don't have Nathans in the Philippines. So how do you stuff chicken wing? It's a lot. Also, Chef Mark's gonna help me. First, you just need to cut the joint. This goes to family meal. This one is what we're gonna stuff. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make sure to remove the bones. You push it down like that, and then you break it. So this is now empty inside, ready to be stuffed. What I'm doing is not really traditional. I'm combining two traditional Filipino dishes into one. You can't find this anywhere. It complements each other. We do a lot of modernist technique. The aunties always say, I can cook that at home. This is not just an easy thing that you can do like on the fly. This is what Filipino food can be. It doesn't have to be traditional all the time. Sometimes I'm a no emotion bitch, but I think you gotta really have a tough skin also to be in this industry. I first started cooking when I was a kid. My dad's a police officer that loves to cook. When I came out, when you have a police officer dad, their mindset is different. They look down on you already. But like when I'm cooking with him, it's different. Like I feel like there's no judgment. I feel like I was trying to please my dad. He explained to me the why. Why are we doing this? He passed away a long time ago. But before he died, he said like, that f***ing lesbian's good. No, he said that in Tagalog though. It's already noon. I need to move on to my next prep, which is the duck egg custard. I'm gonna give this to Chef Mark so I can do the next job. Chef? Around this time, a lot of our teams are coming in. We wanna get ahead of the game because we don't have a lot of time, so I'm gonna do this for them. So first, the egg needs to have that pointed part up. Balut means it's an 18 days duck embryo. They fertilize them, basically. They check it in the light. If the embryo is full, that becomes balut. If the embryo is not full, that becomes Penoy. Penoy is the younger version of balut. That's like the undeveloped embryo. So that's why it's custardy. We reimagine Penoy, basically. How is it gonna be more for like American audience? So we're doing the duck egg custard. It's basically like a chawan mushi. We steam it, and then we finish it with mushroom veloute, shallots, golden usetro caviar, and pickled jicama. We get that violent reactions, like, oh, this is not balut. Like, ate, come on. Like, we can't serve like, embryo with beak and feathers. Like, that's not really palatable. That's part of my spiel here. Like, all right, guys, relax. You're not on Fear Factor. You're at Tadhana. Everyone laugh, ha, ha, ha. First, we're gonna crack the eggs. This tool is basically cracking the egg in a perfect form. It's just sending the vibration around the perimeter so it breaks. Throw it in there, empty the shell out, and then we're gonna soak it in this vinegar water solution to remove the membrane inside the duck egg. It's a chewy texture, so we don't want that. People call us fine dining. So we're trying to be up that standard. You gotta make sure all these little details. Now I'm gonna pass it to my sous chef, and he's gonna do our custard. I mean, I can't do everything. You gotta trust your people, basically. I'm a big freaking micromanager. So used to that, like working in corporate, working in a volume restaurant, you really gotta micromanage people. I manage 300 employees, and I don't want that. Being an owner now, you gotta really empower them. You gotta let them do the job. You gotta trust them. There's gonna be a lot of mistake, a lot of expensive mistake, but you know what? It's part of like growing. So we have this custard from yesterday. If you do it the day before, It blends well, and then the custard is like softer. All right, so I'm just putting aluminum foil here because we're gonna put it in the steamer. Once it's soaked, it just peels off. Voila. This is the whole membranes. Duck egg is more like sturdy. With the custard, it's more thicker and it holds better. Now we're gonna sand it so there's no sharp edges. Yep, Michelin Guide, I'm calling you out. Come here. People ask us, oh, where you guys buy your eggshell? I'm like, bitch, we make it in-house. Chef Ralph, can you wash the eggshells so we can add the custard? Tonight we're gonna do 2 seating, so 48. We're always fully booked, and we only book 21 days in advance, so better get your reservation now. Hey, this mix, we pass it at least 3 times in a chinois in order to get the silkiest texture ever. Now we're gonna pre-cook this egg custard. We're just gonna make a few more of this carton so we can move on to our next job, basically. We steam it twice. The first one is to cook it. The other one is to make sure that we serve it hot to our guests. 18 minutes, and then we Gucci. We're good. It's 1 o'clock. I need to break down this big jackfruit for our halo-halo. This is 20 pounds. Imagine if this fall on you. And in the Philippines, we use this a lot. If it's still green or not ripe, we use it for a coconut stew. And if it's ripe, we put it on our dessert. So how are you gonna know if it's ripe? You don't know. You gotta oil it, because that's very sticky. We're gonna make an incision. Right, and then you just go around. Gonna put another knife in here. Wow, all right. Ooh, look at that, so fresh. So this, they use as glue in the Philippines. This jackfruit is from Ecuador. So we source it from our produce vendor. We have to commit on like 2 hull a week in order for them to carry this for us. Moment of truth. You ready? Woo, it's ripe. We're gonna make a jam. This is for our halo-halo dish. So halo-halo means mix. It's a shaved ice. The best halo-halo is with a lot of that jackfruit jam juice. You know that it's a classic one if they use jackfruit. We reimagine it as well. What we do is we make it in 1 bite. We freeze it in liquid nitrogen. It needs to be aerated, otherwise you're eating a block of ice. We put in an ISI gun. You gotta make sure that there's enough fats, because the fats is really the one that's make it easier to break down. I've been wanting to like really use liquid nitrogen, but it's a liability. You know, when you work corporate, you always have to think of like the liability issue, right? Now that I own my own restaurant, f it, I'm using liquid nitrogen. Techniques are different, still tastes like Filipino food. You gotta just remove it from the core a little bit. You gotta make sure that your hands are oiled. This is how it looks like. I love this. Jackfruit in real life. So we're just getting enough for service. Like I said, we have very limited space. I think this is enough, Chef. When I was in the Philippines, I used to like sell halo-halo. That's why I know how to create like all this tropical fruit jam. I sell it for 5 pesos. So now I'm gonna braise it to turn it into a jam. Very simple. Add the sugar, a little bit of water, and then just braise it for 2 hours. Not a lot of restaurants have lids, right? It's either a sheet tray or a parchment paper. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna use this as cover and then let it braise. It's 2 p.m. right now. I'm gonna do the owner, admin, management side. I'm gonna call my lawyer for a liquor license. Hey, Mr. Nadich. Do we have an ETA on when it's gonna come? Now that I'm the sole owner of Tadhana, I really have to deal with all the legalities. In New York City, it's so hard to get a liquor license. It's take like 22 to 26 weeks. We're on top of it because it's a 25% revenue. We're in the final step of the design process. I just need to approve it. And then that's our 2 weeks timelines. Basically, it's gonna be a brand new restaurant again. The lighting plan, schematic elevation, I don't know what that means, but sure, leave it to the professionals. That's what they say. Now I'm gonna personally write a letter for the celebrants. So we got 2 birthdays and 1 anniversary. This is a postcard. This is the streets I grew up. This is like a nice touch. People appreciate it. Every time they sat down, they're like, "Aww." All right, now I'm done with the admin stuff. I'm gonna head in the kitchen. What's the secret to good restaurant? Taste, taste, taste. You gotta have your tasting spoon ready. This is the spicy coconut sauce for our laing, the coconut stew. It's not done yet. It's salt. Salt. I can't look at you in the eye if I don't taste it, especially when you're a guest. I created these dishes, so the only way to make sure that this is up to par is tasting it. Right now, Ralph's doing our charcoal lime pie teacups. That's very crispy. Good job. Few things we do before service opens. We do make this coconut vinaigrette sphere. We freeze our vinaigrette. We just drop it in alginate bath. It's a sodium alginate. It's made from algae. It reacts well with calcium, so it creates a membrane and it solidifies. At the same time, it melts the vinaigrette, so it's a sphere. Really good sphere. Ooh, that explosion comes out of the ceviche dish. This is very time sensitive just because you want to make sure when you drop it, it's still frozen. All right, we only have 30 minutes before the door opens. Right before service, that's where we do all the knife cuts. All those garnishes are being picked, all those a la minute stuff. Everything looks good. Now we're heading to our pre-shift before service. This is the back of the house pre-shift.
All right, happy Wednesday, everyone.
Happy Wednesday.
So we're heading into full house tonight, 48 on the covers, 24 and 24.
Chef Mark sells all the allergies, the modifications, celebrations also. Take care of the guests, take care of each other. Tadhana on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Tadhana!
Hey! It's about 6 o'clock. We're about to open the door. Front of the house is getting ready for service. We're getting ready for service. We're almost done. Thank you for coming. Thank you for following me around. Now I'm gonna kick you guys out. Bye!